G'day legends, and before we get into today's video, just to start off, well done to us. Well done to the entire MMA community. Because yes, Charles Oliveira was trying to duck Mateus Gamrot. And yes, we, the MMA community, successfully bullied Charles Oliveira. We bullied him into taking a fight that he clearly didn't want to take because he did interviews trying to weasel out of the fight. So it just goes to show that the UFC is the playground. We say mean things to each other and then we punch on afterwards. And bullying, as it does in the playground, has worked in MMA. What an absolute win for us, the MMA YouTube community. Let's get into today's video, because while all this Charles Oliveira, Mateus Gamrot stuff was going on, something else has been bubbling away in the background. And that is DC. And DC is going out there and he is flying the flag for his best mate, Jon Jones. That's right, DC and Chael Sonnen, they've been doing the rounds. Mainly DC. It's mainly DC pushing this, talking about the upcoming White House card. We just had the renderings released for it last week. It does look like it's going to be an awesome venue to have a fight on as long as it doesn't rain. But DC has now been talking about how can we be celebrating America's birthday without having an American champion headlining the event? Like, is the best we can really pull together Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler? Can we really trust Conor McGregor? And this is also coming off the back of Dana White saying there is a 1 in 1 billion chance of Jon Jones being on that card because of just how unreliable Jon Jones has been. Now, of course, if you have been following along with the channel, you know that it's because of how much Jon Jones embarrassed Dana White this year, late last year, early this year. Everything that Dana White was doing publicly glazing Jon Jones was because Jon Jones had given Dana White so many assurances that he was going to be fighting Tom Aspinall, and then Jon Jones pulled out at the last minute. So Dana White is understandably annoyed at Jon Jones, and DC is going back into bat for his mate, his good mate, Jon Jones, and saying, let bygones be bygones. Let's put him on the card. Let's listen to DC himself, shall we?
Jon Jones has stated publicly he wants to fight at the White House. Even last week, he was at the Grammys or some shit like that, and he was on the red carpet speaking about how he's back testing and he's ready to fight at the White House. But Dana seems more stern in not letting him today than I have ever seen him in regards to Jon Jones. I remember when he canceled that fight against Chael, Dana said he'll never headline again. This time, he seems like he is not going to back down and allow for him to be on his White House card. And if I'm being completely honest, I don't know that I agree. I think I would let him fight. I think if he wants to fight, I would let him fight, because for as much as mixed martial arts is a global sport, and it's a sport that everybody loves, and we support people from all around the world, at the end of the day, when we're fighting at the White House, you want American people that can win. At the end of the night, imagine if we're on the White House lawn and the Americans aren't winning fights. And
you need a guaranteed win. You need Jon Jones to rock up to the White House card. DC, what a good mate DC's being. We need a guaranteed win. That's why you have to have Jon Jones there.
that could happen, because when the opening line for McGregor versus Chandler comes out, Chandler's going to be a pretty substantial underdog, as he should be.
That's right. You can't have Chandler. You can't have Michael Chandler representing America. He's retarded. He's one of the dumbest fighters on the planet. You've got to have Jon Jones. He never loses. It's Jon Jones, man.
Even though Conor hasn't fought in forever, he will still be the favorite to beat Michael Chandler. I believe that you got to let him fight, man. I think that you put some things in his contract that makes it very costly to not follow through. Jon Jones is
what you could possibly put in Jon Jones's contract to make it very costly for him to not follow through. Like, Jon Jones already has got just so much money from all the sponsorship deals and the speaking tours that he does, and he already doesn't fight. There's nothing that you can put in his contract to make it not nice if he doesn't follow through.
This is #1 bullshit.
But this isn't the only rounds that Daniel Cormier has been doing. He's been doing his show with Chael Sonnen as well. Pleading with Dana White, begging Dana, please, Dana, let Jon Jones on the White House card.
I pleaded with Dana White over the weekend to let Jones on. If we need an American guy to get a victory, you got to put Jones on. But if you're putting together the greatest card...
Now, why did I want to make this video and bring all of this up? Why did I want to talk about all of this so specifically? Bro, DC is not doing this out of the kindness of his heart. DC is not doing this for America to make sure that America gets a win. DC hates Jon Jones. Like, we know this if you have been following the... Well, I guess if you're maybe new around here, unless you haven't been reading up on history. Yeah, like if you started watching during the pandemic, you might not know, but... DC loathes Jon Jones, man. Loathes him. And what he is doing right now is setting it up to try and get the fans. He is trying to use his voice to get the fans to start to clamor to get Jon Jones on that card, to whisper in Dana White's ear, you've got to have him on there, mate. Push him towards it. So that on the most viewed event in history, and this will be the most viewed UFC event without a doubt. Look at the numbers that that boxing is getting on Netflix, simply because of the amount of TVs that Netflix is in people's households. When the UFC White House cards happens, not only will it probably be simulcast to Paramount Plus, but it will probably be on CBS. Average NFL games on CBS get something like 17 million viewers. The most recent boxing fight that just happened, the Terrence Crawford fight that TKO just did over at Netflix, got 40 million viewers. The amount of views that this White House card is going to get from people that don't even care about MMA. They just want to see what the hell is going on. What does it look like with an octagon in front of the White House lawn? The amount of people that are going to watch this card is going to be truly groundbreaking for our sport. And DC is trying to get Jon Jones to headline that card against a younger, stronger, faster Tom Aspinall. He is not doing this out of love. He is not doing this out of the love for America. DC is trying to set up Jon Jones like a piece on the chess. Jon Jones. DC is trying to move Jon Jones like a piece on the chessboard. He's trying to put a pawn in front of a queen. Now, look, maybe I'm over-exaggerating Tom Aspinall's chances. I always have. I'm a little bit biased. I hate Jon Jones, and I think Tom Aspinall is the greatest natural fighting force that heavyweight has ever seen. But I think DC is like, it's at least 50-50 that we get to see Jon Jones embarrassed and humiliated in front of the biggest stage in the world. Like, there are so many things that could go wrong here. You could have Dana White cave and be like, you know what, we'll put Jon Jones, we're not going to pay him $30 million this time, but we'll put him on the card for our original offer, which is around about $8 to $10 million. These are the prices that we got out of the UFC and Ariel Helwani and Francis Ngannou when the first talks were going down for Jon Jones versus Francis. This seems to be about the ceiling that the UFC are willing to pay. So we won't give you $30 million. We're going back down to our original negotiations of $7 million, and Jon Jones, you can be back on the White House card. And then Jon Jones doesn't rock up to work. Embarrassing for Jon Jones, because who is headlining the White House card is going to be major headlines across all sporting news all over the world. That is going to be major headline. It might even break out of the sports stratosphere. We saw this recently with the Raja situation. It breaks out of our little stratosphere of MMA. That's how big this news is going to be of who's headlining it. And if they do let it be Jon Jones, the greatest fighter of all time, then the amount of pressure to not pull out is massive. Then he's actually got to fight Tom Aspinall. And let's say it's a 50-50 fight, which I don't think it is. I think there's like an 80% chance that Tom Aspinall wins. But whatever, we can argue about that later in the live streams, and I'm sure that we will. But let's say it's a 50-50 chance, yeah? If Jon gets slept in front of that many people, DC will giggle his ass off until he dies. That dude, he'll probably be in the commentary box. Yeah, he'll probably be eating popcorn while it happens. He'll probably start laughing so hard that he will just die on the spot.
But my dick works. My dick works.
I'm kidding. Obviously, I don't know. Obviously, I hope DC doesn't die. But you understand what I'm saying. He will laugh himself until he is no longer unable to breathe. This is what DC is setting up. He's not doing it as some sort of altruistic, we need an American champion. God, no. God, no. You have Kayla Harrison. Kayla Harrison's an American champion. Maybe Corey Sandhagen will win. Maybe Sean Brady will win. You know, maybe we'll do Islam Makhachev versus JDM in November. You do JDM versus Sean because, you know, maybe JDM beats Islam Makhachev. He will. You do JDM versus Sean Brady in February. Yeah, and then you can do a quick turnaround for Sean Brady just to get an American champion on. There are options here. But DC is like, we need a guaranteed win. We need an American champion. It's got to be Jon Jones. Put Jon Jones in front of potentially 17 million to 50 million people and watch Tom Aspinall fucking knock him out. DC's an evil, conniving bastard, man. I can see him setting it up right now. This isn't DC being nice.
Dummy.
So there you go. That's my read on the situation of why DC is doing this. If this is your first time here, g'day, welcome. My name is Dougie, and I make an MMA video all the bloody time. Plus, I go live all the time as well. So if you want to know when I make a new video like today's, or you want to know when I go live, hit that notification bell down there, as well as that subscription button to know when new content drops. Let me know down there in the comments. Do you think DC is just being altruistic, or do you think DC is trying to set up John Jones for the biggest failure of his career? Let me know about that down there. If you are one of the bloody legends of the channel, and you guys know who you are, but there is a slide at the end to say thank you to all of you guys for everything that you do to support the channel. And on the live streams, we also have a picks group on Tapology. So we have our Dougie's Corner live stream rankings at the end as well. So enjoy that. Enjoy bragging to other members of other MMA YouTube live streams. I am in the top 10 of the Dougie's Corner picks community. What a hat to, what a thing to hang your hat on. Wonderful stuff. And until then, you guys have yourselves a great day or a great night wherever you are. I'll see you all in the next video. I'll see you all in the next live stream. Goodbye.